Okay, so your website's slow. What's the knee-jerk reaction? A lot of people just throw money at the problem, right? Hire a developer. But what if I told you that 150 bucks an hour you're shelling out is actually, well, the least effective way to fix it? Let's dive in.
Yeah, I mean, for years, the only answer was get a dev. But times are changing, you know? With all the automation we have now, does it really make sense to pay top dollar for someone to fix things by hand? Let's really dig into that idea and see if it holds up.
So, that brings us to our first big myth. The idea that you just have to pay this super high hourly rate to get a fast site. It's just the cost of doing business, right? But what are you actually getting for all that cash?
Think about it, $150 per hour. That's what you're paying for someone to go in and manually tweak things. But here's the real kicker, and this is a big one. It's not a permanent solution. The second you update a plugin or add a new blog post, poof, all that expensive work can start to fall apart. And suddenly, you're stuck in this never-ending loop of paying for maintenance.
And when you put the two side by side, it's just night and day. On one hand, you've got these manual fixes that are basically a money pit with results that fade over time, and on the other, you have automated systems. We're talking a 457% better return on your investment. Why? Because it's not a one-and-done fix. It's like having a little robot watchdog on your site 24/7 that automatically adjusts to any changes you make.
You know, because those manual fixes cost so much, it's really easy to fall into the trap of thinking, it's fast enough. And that's our second myth, the fast enough myth, believing that a site that loads in just a couple of seconds is okay. But oh boy, as you're about to see, that good enough mindset can be incredibly costly.
I mean, a slow website, it just feels like a small frustration, doesn't it? Annoying, but not a huge deal. But what if I told you that every single second of delay is hitting your bank account in a way that is, well, frankly, pretty shocking? Let's look at the actual numbers.
Okay, get ready for this. For your average mid-sized e-commerce business, a 1-second loading delay, just 1 second, can cost $2.5 million in lost sales annually. No, that's not a typo. 1 second, millions of dollars. It's wild.
So you're probably wondering, where on earth does that huge number come from?
Well, Google did the research, and this quote says it all. 53% of people on their phones will just leave. They'll abandon your site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. They don't hang around, they don't bookmark it for later, they are just gone. Forever.
And just look at this chart. It really puts that 53% into perspective. That's not a small chunk of people, that's the majority. So think about it this way. For every 10 visitors that pull up your site on their phone, more than half of them have already bounced before your page even loads. You don't even get a chance to say hello.
Okay, so this leads us right into the next big mistake people make. It's a classic. You run a speed test, you see a great score for your desktop site, and you think, awesome, we're all good. But that feeling? It's a totally false sense of security. You could be hiding a huge problem.
We see this all the time. Your desktop score might be 15, 20, even 30 points higher than your mobile score for the exact same website. So that awesome 88 you're so proud of on desktop, well, it's hiding a pretty miserable 58 on mobile. And where are most of your customers? Yep, on their phones.
And here's why that is absolutely critical to understand. Google uses what's called mobile-first indexing. In plain English, that means they rank you based on your mobile site's performance, not your desktop one. So that weak mobile score, that's the number that decides how high you show up in search results. It directly impacts your traffic.
All right, so we've kind of torn apart these old myths, right? The myth about cost, the myth of being fast enough, and the big one about only looking at desktop scores. So, what's the answer? What does this new reality of making your website fast actually look like?
Well, the amazing part is how simple it is. Seriously. Step 1, you add a single line of code to your site. Step 2, an AI instantly gets to work applying more than 15 different optimizations. And Step 3, you just sit back and watch your speed scores climb in real time. It's all automated. You're in control without all the manual hassle. And this is the real set it and forget it dream. You don't have to be a tech genius. You're not going to spend hours messing with complicated plugin settings. The system just works 24/7 in the background. And the best part? Everything it does is completely safe, totally reversible, and it won't change how your site looks or works one bit. It just makes it fast.
So that really leaves us with one last really important question to ask yourself. When you add it all up, all the lost sales from people leaving and the constant cost of paying for manual fixes, is your website speed actually an investment?
Or has it secretly become your biggest expense, just silently bleeding money every single day?